December, one of the coldest months of the year. Although cold, one of the warmest times of the year. A time of love, a time of singing. What it also is time for is Jimmy Cooks.
Gotta be kidding me, bro.
Okay, what's going on here? Why is everything chrome?
Everything is chrome in the future.
Stop the cap.
Alright, can y'all hear us? You can hear me, right? Well, hopefully you can. We'll see how the mic audio came out. So I literally just got these, but as you can see today, my people, we're shoveling. This whole driveway cleared out. I mean, this whole walkway. I'm not doing this driveway. And we're gonna be calling it Jimmy Shovels instead of Jimmy Cooks. But if you haven't watched Jimmy Cooks, Cooking with Jimmy, go tune into that. But today we're shoveling with Jimmy. First, I'm gonna have to tell y'all a story about always trusting your first instinct. Trusting your first instinct, what does that mean? We can do a Google search or we can read about it. We're gonna just be real about it, because that's what we do over here. Trusting your first instinct is like, you gotta trust that decision that you're thinking on, and that you've been indecisive to make. Think about your first instinct. And that was the lesson I had to face the other day. So the other day, right, Jojo, y'all know Jojo, hit me up and said, let's see this party. And I'm like, all right, cool, it's a party, why not? And if you know Jimmy Cooks, you know Jimmy Cooks does not go to parties very often. But I went, and I always tell myself that these things aren't going to be good and aren't going to work out. And guess what? It didn't. My boy Drewski, boy Drewski right here. Seen a couple people, but when I got there, bro, I could already tell someone was off. The functioning looked great. Everybody was very squeezed in together. The lights were, so y'all know how like in regular lighting, like this, you can see the color, and you can see my folds, you pretty much see a lot. But It was like kind of like rave lighting. It was like, you know, like purple and pink lights, stuff like that. So you couldn't really see too well, and it was very packed in. And I hate stuff like that. So I went and I sat upstairs or outside. At first I went upstairs, but then it started getting a little bit hectic upstairs. The police had came. At first I went upstairs. I hear boom, 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 boom. Me, JoJo, Spooks all standing in the circle upstairs. This lady says, the police are here. And at first I'm scared because I've never been to one of them parties like you see in the movies where the police just show up and shut it down. So it was the first time experience for me. But when I got there, bro, I didn't see it going like this. I thought maybe like a fight or something. Not anything like this. It was along the lines of a fight, but it wasn't anything like this. And we're gonna get to that later, bro. We're gonna panic at this point because we're thinking that they better bust through and shut this whole bitch down. Here, about noise, and they weren't gonna shut it down. And I thought that was that until I go outside. And I'm relaxing, chilling, and I'm still not trying to go inside because it's just overly crowded. So I head outside, right? I hear, then I see someone get model dropping across the whole parking lot, flying across the parking lot like he in an anime or something like that. And then I'm just looking, and then that's what I hear in the background. Hey, you list the real deal! So then all the thuggies who were surrounding the area were looking kind of embarrassed, like, oh nah, we just jumped the wrong dude in front of a bunch of people, because it's me, and I'm standing by myself outside, and then there's a couple of the people who were outside with me. So then, yeah, I went inside because JoJo, my boy Spooks, and everybody else who I knew who was at the party with me where it was inside, but I was outside with myself. So I went back inside and I told them what happened. They seemed a little bit shocked, but we still wanted to keep the night going forward because we had came all the way out of our way that day just for it to end. So then, after I told them that, my boy JoJo had told me that he saw somebody. This is all scripted, this is all the skit, this is all in GTA, everything I have said before this, and everything I'm saying now, but my boy JoJo had told me that he saw somebody with a G2C. So we decided, alright, even after all the things we experienced, it's only 10 o'clock. It was only 10 o'clock by that time. It was like 10:30, I would say, because we arrived at the party at like 9:30. So we went back inside, and so it's a little space, it's a little tiny space. It's a much like the music, as I told you earlier. But now think about this: the entrance that they had doors that were just wide open that you could walk in and out of. They said we're closing the doors, and when I heard that, I said, "Oh nah!" I said this could be either the best or the worst thing, and I want you to take a guess what it was. It was the worst. It was the worst thing. Because I went inside and then a fight erupted in the middle of the crowd. Don't know where, don't know from me, Spooks, JoJo, and a bunch of others. We're standing all in the same area and we're all crowded in, tightly packed between a bunch of other people. And then I look over I'm standing this way, and then I look over this way. And I just hear a bunch of yelling, see a bunch of commotion. They said they fight. So I start running through, pushing the doors open, I'm pushing Spooks, I'm pushing JoJo, I'm pushing everybody, pushing. We gotta get going, we gotta be safe. So we got out, and then they said, and then went out, and then the parents were yelling. It was like the cops that came back again. The cops were there. Everybody was saying to leave and to get out. And then we had found this little spot by the side of the house. So the house was on a hill. It was on a little bit of an elevation. And there was a house right next to it, and it had a path there that went down toward the street, to the street, and it was dark. And I'm gonna show y'all a video of us fleeing the scene that I took.
They did not check good enough. When he was outside.
The path was suitable for survival. And so we went down the side path, and they said that they brought even more guns. In GTA, of course, this is all a skit. We walked through the side and we got to the road, and it was just me and Jojo at this point because Fuchs and my other friend had the party ways from us. We had to walk for like a good 30 minutes in the darkness before we got access to any vehicles so like that, because I didn't drive to the party. I got dropped off that day, so I didn't expect it to turn out this way. So we ended up out of there. We got picked up. Thank God get all of them good. But it was a dangerous hike, and it was a scary. I would say it was a scary, but it was also a fun experience. We got the AMG right here. Gotta clean this off. I'm gonna do the hood method right now, but it's still resourceful. But to wrap up the story and bring it back around, it's always about trusting your first instinct and just weigh out your options, weigh out your decisions, and if you see an option and it just ultimately doesn't feel right for you, just don't do it. Don't feel pressured by anybody to feel like you have to do anything that you don't want to do. Especially because that decision might backfire on them in ways that they don't expect. So just be you, do you, and don't listen to anybody but yourself. W message.